Well, I wasn't planning on doing a video, but today in the news, all we hear about is someone being killed. Someone died. And there's also this Pelosi and that guy who attacked him. When the door was opened, shown by the police cam, it was kind of strange because they were standing in there in the hallway and they appeared to have fun, sort of. I mean, they were both smiling, and it didn't seem like there was any violent altercation to unfold at all. It was just bizarre. And then we got all the other incidences there's been here in the recent days. And latest also in Jerusalem, 8 killed, 10 wounded. I don't know if these things happened because our magnetosphere is weakening, because apparently our core of the Earth is slowing down, which allow rays to come in, and that might turn people a little cuckoo. I don't know. And we are dependent on that magnetosphere, or our brains will scatter and we will become violent. And this thing in Memphis with these 5 officers pretty much beating a guy to death that they could easily have subdued and just arrested him and charged him for reckless driving, evading police. I mean, that would be it. But now he's dead, and I just hope that people will hold their peace and not make that an excuse to go out and burn the cities down again. Or maybe that was the whole deal. That was, we need some more violence. We need some more, police state. We need some more gun control, so on. And see, Bowles is talking about with the nuclear power plants. If the Earth's core is slowing down and the Earth on the surface is beginning to change, that will also mean that nuclear power plants will be severely affected by that. They might even lose their cooling water in the rivers that they are usually placed by, or a large body of water, because they need that water. And if that water goes bye-bye, then there's no chance for them to cool down the fuel rods. And then we will have the China syndrome, or Fukushima, in various places in America, around the world for that matter. And even though that nuclear power plants, except Fukushima, are hardened facilities, they are not going to withstand a 10 plus earthquake, or let's just say bloody sinkhole opens up underneath the power plant. You never know. I mean, the Earth is falling apart as we know it. It's been doing that for quite some time now, and it's escalating. It's getting more severe. And what I've noticed here in the Texas and Oklahoma area, that is, the wind is kind of brutal. And it's been going on for a couple of weeks now. It's potent. I have to hold on in my rig. So you've seen 2 pictures here that I just wanted to put in. Not, I don't have a whole array of pictures this time, but that one from Russia there, that is pretty spooky looking at sunset. And here we have what I call a chembo, and that is because of all the aerosols sprayed in the atmosphere, also called contrails, aka chemtrails. And from the right angle at 42 degrees, you will see the rainbow colors. That's where The sunlight in a water droplet is broken into all its colors. That's 42 degrees. So that's the perfect angle that this photographer caught this picture. But it goes to show how much crap there is up there. We're literally being sprayed like roaches. Then you were also talking about frequencies. From what I've learned in the last couple of weeks, that is the 3+2 network is designed to change your DNA. It is designed to restructure your biology. Also, it can be used as a kill switch if you are in proximity of that tower that they wish to utilize to terminate your life. And especially those people that voluntarily, more or less, have put something in themselves in hope of being safe. And reality is they're not safe. Far from it. They were better off before. Way better. At least they had a chance. Now they don't. Because our hero, as you call him, many of you, Donald Trump, spent $81 billion to fulfill the need for this 3+2 network that drives your phone and your internet. That was very important, and he emphasized that it should be out in all rural areas too. That means that there is absolutely no escape for anyone for being exposed to those frequencies. And we know, and see Bowles also talk about that the dentists are using a frequency apparatus when they have their patients in, and that has a calming effect on the patients. I knew about the music was changed from 532, was it 4? I can't remember. There was the harmonic wave, and then they beefed it up. I think it was 8 hertz on the frequency scale, and that changed the way that you're thinking. It took you out of your equilibrium. And by that, by using the 3+2, by using these various frequencies, it can be used for making people do stuff that they would normally never do. And when the frequencies disappear, they will know what they have done in that period of time. They will have no recollection of why they did it. And they will be in a very stressful situation because they might have done something unspeakable, such as killing another human being. And what are we seeing around the nation, also around the world, that lamestream media don't want to speak about? That is violence upon violence upon violence, and riots upon riots upon riots, and demonstrations, protests. I mean, it is all over the globe. But the Western media is not reporting on it because they have an agenda that will make everything seem okay, except financially. And this is where Klaus Schwab come in. But it's not really working for them. So I think their next step in this is, according to reliable sources, very reliable sources that is very close to the problem, truthfully are explaining to the reader that Russia is destroying Ukraine. They're crushing them. Literally. They don't stand a chance. And the Western media is uttering that the Ukrainians have one victory after another after another. And yet we see that Germany wants to send tanks, and now America also wants to send tanks to the battlefield. So the question is, if Ukrainians are doing so well, or the gangster Zelensky, which is not even in Kiev, he's not in Ukraine, he is somewhere. If it's really going that well for the Ukrainian, why is there a need for sending more munitions and ammunition and more billions of taxpayers' dollars? Why is that? That actually sent the other signal, that is, they're in deep shit. And they gotta save their chemical laboratories. They gotta save their bastion of human trafficking, because that is the, what do you want to call it? The ivory tower of human trafficking. That is Ukraine. Money laundering is Ukraine. Making stuff that is illegal to make on American soil is being produced in Ukraine. And just to remind you of, if you sit there and sympathizes with Zelensky and his cooked up idea, in 2014 there was 3 enclaves in the northeast of Ukraine. They wanted to renounce their, what do you want to call that, citizenship of being a Ukrainian. They wanted to join Russia. The result of that was Zelensky carpet bombed those 3 enclaves through 2014 and 2015 to shut them up. Now, isn't that an example of a true tyrant? He's taking away their free choice by killing them with bombs from the air that they can't defend against. I would say so. And in many cases, when Ukrainian soldiers are being captured by the Russians and they've been stripped of their uniform, what do they find tattooed on these soldiers' arms and back and chest? Swastikas. The Nazi symbol. Pretty much on all of them. And what was it Putin? He said that he wanted to rid the world of Nazis. And after World War II, when UN was established, Russia was given permission by the Security Council and the entire world to hunt down Nazis wherever they find them and kill them. And that resolution still stands. And Putin knows that. And he's doing something about it, because he says that the Nazis are the evil and the Antichrist in this world. You can like him or not, but he's right. He is absolutely right. The entire Western world, including US, is Nazis. I earlier said that they're communists, but it doesn't matter if you are a communist or a Nazi, because Nazism is National Socialism, and there comes the word socialism in. Communism is the same. Exactly the same. It's socialism with the barrel of a gun. Tyranny with weapons, not by vote like here in America. So it's pretty much the same coin, but just each side of the coin. Nazism and communism. Both end out in tyranny. Both are pure evil. No respect for human life. And we know the Western world is eager and desperate, and they will achieve with any means necessary to bring this Antichrist on the scene. And that is where Klaus Schwab is going to grind his hands, because he got his global reset, because we need to have a world war before we can have the entrance of this peacemaker, which in the Bible is called the Antichrist. So it will come. And I think with this latest move from Poland, especially Germany, and heavily backed by your tax money from US, a push against Russia to force Russia into an attack on the Western world. And let me assure you people, he's going to do it. He's not asking anybody. He's going to do it. He's not bluffing. He's not having a poker face. What he says, he's going to do. He's not like American politicians or gangsters. No, this guy, he just say, I'm going to do this if you do that. And then they do it anyway. And lo and behold, they got exactly what he said. And that's going to happen to Germany. He's going to annihilate Germany. He's going to take them out. Because they're allied themselves with the United States by delivering tanks, munitions to Ukraine. A place where they have no business being in at all. And he's going to strike. And he's got the capability to do so. And he will strike. So all we can do now is just lean back, pray, and pray, and pray. Pray for peace, but peace will not come. Not yet. Or at least just pray for just pray that he comes back, our Savior, Jesus Christ. Before he comes back, pretty much 95% of all of us are dead. That's how bad it's going to be. It's going to be by war. It's going to be by pestilences and disease. It's going to be by famine that is coming now. Next month, America is going to drive into its deepest recession in human history. It's game over for America now. Financially, it's done. It's finished. And I know we are owing our $30 trillion in foreign debt. And yet we got money to now we're up at some $80 billion shipped to Ukraine. Your money, my money. And they have no right to do so. No right. David Crockett was alluding to that before he was assassinated in a card game. That the state cannot take affairs over your money. They can't spend money they don't have. And they do it anyway. Especially under this regime we have now. It's being done very effectively. And it's going, and it's already now. It's just not announced. But that has pushed us over the edge. America right now is free falling. So hold on to your hats and your umbrellas. It's going to be a deep fall. There's going to be a lot of wind around your ears. There's going to be a lot of violence in the streets. And they're going to come out of the woodwork and knock on your door because they're hungry. And that's why I'm saying, especially to you bulls, you need to get that tool to defend yourself. You need to do it now. Right now. Like tomorrow. Like yesterday. And that goes for all of you who are still contemplating. Yesterday you should have done it. Because when the shelf goes empty and they're not being restocked, the banks are closed, there's nothing, you are going to see people go mad. And they will not shy killing you for that can of tuna you got on your shelf behind you when you open the door. Just to let you know that they're hungry. And if there are a lot of them, they might even cook you. Because they're hungry. So you better prepare. Even though you have that tool to defend yourself, it doesn't mean you make it, but at least you have a fighting chance. At least you do. You're not just to sit down and just let the whole world swallow you up. No, that's not your job. You're not leaving until our Lord, our Father in heaven, is telling you to leave. There is no permission. He is saying when it's when. In the meantime, you need to stay afloat. And in that time, you need to spread the message as much as you can until you stop breathing, and hopefully you go home. So we have this guy called New York NY Prep here on YouTube. I subscribe to him, but I'm going to take him off my channel because he's a clown. He's saying, and he keeps saying, that the Ukrainians have one victory after another, and it's going so bad for the Russians. And fact is the exact opposite. So I'm wondering who NY Prepper is. Is he a shill? Like Suspicious Observer was? Or still is, maybe? I don't know. But he's saying the exact opposite of what reliable sources are telling the whole world. If you look the right places, that is, the Ukrainians are being slaughtered. And Russia has taken all the strategic vantage points, one after another. And they are making ready for NATO, Germany, and United States to make their presence. And when they do, he's going to destroy them. And then we have a hot World War III. We're already in it, but it's not hot yet, but it will be. And it will probably be like that this year. Rather sooner than later. It's coming to a head. So stop burying your head in your sand and realize it's getting close. So be ready, people. Stand up. Spread the message. Be safe. Do what needs to be done. But no self-service. This is for all of us, what you do. All of us. With us in mind. Not with you in mind. Us in mind. And if that means you have to lay down your life for us, you do that. Over and out. God bless you. So how do I do this? I'm doing that. Going in there. And shut it off. Until next time, have a good weekend.